So I was cruising around the internet a few months ago and came across a great idea. It's an SCBA mask. It's a supply air mask. There's industrial ones, firefighters use them in industrial plants or commercial settings, but they're really quite expensive. I tried a few different masks. I bought one mask with the Scotto Vista mask, which is not this one, and they're pretty pricey. They're a firefighter spec mask, and some of the costs are pretty high, especially if you want to get a new one. I bought a used one. Unfortunately, the glass was really badly scratched, and it wouldn't be enjoyable to work with in a shop. So I did some more searching, and I came across this mask. I'll put the name of it up on the screen. It's not as airy. Like the Scotto Vista is really quite a nice fitting mask with the mesh and the straps and that. It's made to have a helmet on top, etc. This mask, a bit more on the budget commercial side, I guess. It's fairly light. It's not too bad. It cost $100. It was brand new. The glass is perfect on it. It had a lot of extra stuff for on the front where the hose comes off, or filter canisters, etc. Some pretty heavy duty gear actually for it. I had the face, like the nose mouth mask on the inside. I was able to strip that stuff out pretty easily actually. So anyways, what I did is I stripped the mask down. I got rid of everything that I wasn't going to need or want. I made it so that on the inside you got lots of room with your mouth and your face. If anyone's ever worked for any period of time with a respirator on, it can get pretty old in a hurry. The front had a big hole in the front for a clip-on respirator or canister style. I got rid of that. I just cut a piece of flat aluminum, siliconed it down, sealed it up, and I took one of the vents that was on the inside mask part and made it fit, which wasn't very hard actually, the front of this. So this is where the air comes out when you exhale, and actually there's enough positive pressure in the mask that this does end up having a little bit of venting action as well if it's sealed really well on your face. Yeah, and when you're breathing out, it opens up. Like, you don't feel like you're breathing any of your expelled air back into your face at all. It's really quite nice. I was testing it out. I worked for about 45 minutes in my shop just doing odds and ends and everything, and it was nice and actually refreshing. I really quite enjoyed it. The hose, I went with a different type of hose. I had a really heavy duty hose on it. I just went for a CPAP machine. You look on eBay, people that have sleep apnea and other breathing issues in the evenings, a lot of them have tubings and stuff like that on the internet. It's cheap. Like, I got this tube for like $3 or something like that. It was even delivered to my door for free shipping or something. It was ridiculously cheap. So just look around, you'll find stuff like that. I'm sure you can even find it in a local home healthcare place or whatever. For filter and box wise, I picked up just a Hammond enclosure box. Typically these are like console type boxes that prototypes you can do, put controls and stuff like that. I used, like I said, the Hammond box. If I find the model number, I'll post it up. And I wanted to make this fairly light, self-contained, very easy to do, but I also wanted to get a filter. You don't really need a huge filter. The airflow you're going to be putting through this isn't very big. I wanted something obviously is going to get the micron level down a fair bit, but one of the most important things is I wanted something that in a year from now or 3 years from now, if my father wants to change the filter because it's got plugged up or damaged or anyways, that it was, you can get a new one. It's not going to be something that, oh my God, where do I get this now? And you're screwed. What it is, it's actually a filter for a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower. They've been around forever, and I guarantee that this filter is going to be around. So yeah, I'll go over a few things here, and then I'll open up and show you the inside. I put 2 axial fans in here, which you'll see, and I put a high-low switch. So it's got 2 levels of air. It's also got a onboard charging. So even when it's on, if I plug the charger in, it'll shut off and it'll charge the battery. Of course, you'll see that inside. I do have the luxury of having my own CNC milling machine, so I just made my own air fitting that the mask can plug onto your back. But I'm sure you can find something to make it work. I mean, it's not rocket science. I just picked up a strap, a buckle, riveted some plates on the back. This fits right in the small of your back. Really quite comfortable actually. And I'll show you the inside here. Okay, inside of it, I just machined out the existing back plate and I made a surrounding plate to sandwich the filter. It's got a nice little rubber seal, so it actually seals quite nicely. Pleated filter. Not sure exactly what the micron level of filtration is going to be, but it's going to be pretty good actually. I'd be surprised if it's not. I went with a 6 volt 1.4 amp hour battery. Reason for using this was, well, one for size, but the second one is these axial fan motors. They draw 0.23 amps each. If you do the math, I mean, you're going to get like 6 hours of use out of this thing before having to charge it. Probably quite a bit more than that, to be honest. Basic wiring. The basics of it are not that hard. Both wires are wired in parallel. The only difference is I wired in a Zener diode to one side of the switch, so that when the switch is in low, it's only going to see, like, I think I put a 3.3 volt Zener diode through it. I mean, it's not exactly half speed, but it does reduce the speed of the fans. The airflow is different. I find it's actually good on the low speed. On high speed it was refreshing, but low was just as good. Put an onboard power jack, and I just picked up, this isn't just a standard wall wart, this is actually a charger. It's, you know, a proper charger for batteries. This one is dual voltage, 6 volt or 12 volt. It's rated up to 800 milliamps. Even on the 400 milliamp range, I mean, I drained the battery, not drained it, but I had it running all day to see how long kind of the lifetime would be. I mean, it only took a couple hours to recharge it, so that was good. So pretty basic. There's nothing really overly complex about the design of it. Nice and small. I mean, I sealed the fan in. Ideally, having the battery in where your air supply isn't technically the best idea in the world. Because if something ever happened, you're actually blowing it straight into your face. I know that. I mean, the chances of something happening are pretty small, and you're going to know right away if something goes wrong. But maybe redesign it. I could totally seal the battery out of the compartment. Probably be a good idea. So yeah, that's the basics of it. So fairly light and small. Fits in the small of your back. Doesn't really move around, bounce around very much. It's a nice size. Mask itself.
And just flick of the switch, and you have supply air